Welcome to the watching portion of Power Up. Hi, Maude Garrett here, joined by Trisha Hirschberger, which is that way. I'll get it right eventually. Where we're going to talk about what we are currently watching, whether it's a movie, whether we're streaming a new show, what we're watching, and we obviously implore you to tell us what you're watching as well, because this is a community based on recommendations. To kick start watching, though, we do have Amy Cassandra Martinez from Geek Bomb, who's going to give us the lowdown, what's been going off in all movie and TV news. What we got?
You guys, this is a big one. So for the first time ever, a streaming film may skip a theatrical release entirely and still remain eligible for the Academy Awards. So obviously this is because of the pandemic going on. So the rule is not expected to last beyond the 93rd Academy Awards that are still scheduled for February 28, 2021, which is almost a year away, but still, I mean, we kind of have to think about these things.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a handful of movies that released before everything shut down. So anything that came out January, February, March. So people are saying that Birds of Prey could get Film of the Year.
Well, that was going to be my next question.
That's what people are saying?
Yeah, because it's like only 3 movies came out. Like Onward was in cinemas for 2 weeks before it went to VOD. What else came out?
Well,
and a lot of stuff is
everything got put back.
Yeah, like what was the last movie that you guys saw in theaters? I saw The Invisible Man.
Oh, got it.
Mulan,
yeah,
we saw
Mulan.
it together.
Yeah, I saw Milan with Trisha, but I also saw I think it was the last one, Quiet Place 2.
Mm.
And I did all the jumping for it, and then they were like, kidding, don't play it because it's embargoed until we release it.
So sad. I mean, I think what makes this huge news, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but the Academy has always turned up its nose at streaming services. And so if a movie was a Netflix original or something like that, they have started to consider streaming original movies as like real movies. But there's always this idea in traditional media that digital media or streaming media doesn't count or is somehow less than stuff that gets a traditional theatrical release out of a major studio. So I think this is a huge win for streaming media and digital media. And I hope that, I know they're saying it's not going to extend in the next year, but I kind of give that a big eye roll. And I hope that extends, because as we've seen in YouTube and digital creation and digital content versus television, that even though, and I will tell you, and Maude can tell you this from firsthand knowledge, TV execs and movie execs are still like, oh, I'm sorry, you do digital media? That's cute. And it's like, dude, a lot of the digital media gets better ratings than your stupid TV show.
Fun fact, the TV outlet that I work for, I have had some of my videos get 3 times the views that a national show gets when it airs.
Right. Yeah. Yet still somehow it's seen as like, oh, you're just playing at the kiddie table. So I hope that this makes a big difference with the Academy moving forward, and I hope that they are legit down to consider digital and streaming media as just as much of an art form as the traditional stuff.
So Netflix has been really tricky about that, about being a contender at the Academy Awards, and they have bought like Roma, which was I think a contender for so many different nominations 2 years ago. Alfonso Cuarón,
2 years.
2 years ago.
Cuarón.
Thank you. I mean,
you're welcome. I got
but we have you. So what they'll do is they'll put it in cinemas for the 2 weeks, which is like the minimum time that it has to be in cinemas to be recognized for an Academy, and then they'll pull it off and launch it as like a Netflix exclusive, which I think is super smart, because they are basically going, yeah, you've been around for 93 years, Academy Awards, but you've got to get with the times. This is where we're at the moment. And I really dig that. I think it's really kind of crazy how incredibly established events like the Academy Awards, like the Olympics, which have been going on for hundreds of years, that it's no longer stopping. It's no longer happening because of it. And yeah, you're right. When this has disrupted movies so much that I have no idea how it's going to look, but they're going to have to adjust, because
I mean, there's currently one stipulation, and that is that only the films that had a previously planned theatrical release are still eligible. So if there was a movie that was going to come out just, through streaming, they're still not going to count that one.
Can they say they were?
But that's only a month's worth of movies, like one, you know, Right Place 2. That's only because they'd already put in the money for advertising, for premieres, for junkets, you know, the marketing budget.
In the right direction. Yeah.
So I guess out of the movies that were released in January, February, March, what's a contender?
The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
So good.
I didn't see that yet.
I know. I should have supported Lee Winnell, but someone said it was like really quite frightening, like disturbing. I'm not good with that.
Yeah. There's no Chucky though, so I think you're okay.
How dare you? You get one and you used it.
All right, Amy, thank you so much for what's going off. You're an absolute treasure, and we will be back with you in just a bit. All right, Maude, what are you watching?
I actually think we're both watching the same thing. I got a code to watch Upload because of Quibi, and I think it only came out today.
Yep, it comes out today.
That's it, Friday. So it launched on Friday, but I was able to watch it a couple of nights ago to talk about it and to give an honest review about it. I only watched the pilot episode. I really like the concept. I feel like it's very Good Place meets...
I've been saying The Good Place meets Black Mirror.
Yes, exactly. The San Junipero episode, or like those ones where that dating app, almost that sort of feel where it's a virtual afterlife where you're not actually living it, but you get the perks of all of it. What do you think of this show? Because I think I'm going to be a little bit more critical on it.
I have seen the first 4 episodes, and I think it's really good. There are times that the humor, is a bit crass for my taste.
So this is the issue that I have. Like, I feel like it's trying to have 3 different tones. So sometimes it'll be super cheesy and family friendly, and let's like have real family moments. But then, like 7 seconds later, there's quite a naked sex scene happening, and you're like, "Whoa, that's such an adjustment."
Yeah,
and then
not
like
for
a
kids.
Sitcom.
It's not for kids. I mean,
No,
I kind of think of it as you would think of Black Mirror, which can be quite disturbing. There are definitely kind of times and moments where it goes there. But it's from the same brain as Parks and Rec and The Office. So, like, it's going to be funny. And there's definitely laugh out loud moments in it. But, yeah, it took me off guard how it will sometimes flip to something that you're like, oh, like, I actually had Logan in the room at one point that I was like, oh, nope.
Yeah, like I mean, I was watching it by myself, but I kind of also had to look around and just be like, "Whoa, goodness! I don't want anyone to see me watching this." But I like the concept of it all. Like, I think one of the standout lines in the pilot was, what was it? It was that throwaway line where it's like, "Oh, this person passed away," and then it was like, "Oh, come on, help me out with this one." Oh, it was on top of my tongue before, but
is it like where are they being uploaded to or something?
Yeah. What? Like, are they in heaven? Yeah. Which one?
Yeah.
Because it's like there were different sort of like...
Oh, yeah. And you can like pay for different afterlives. And there's a lot of social commentary. I just think it's a really, like you said, a really, really smart concept. Really cool world building. I have now seen the first 4 episodes and I'm excited to see more. I got to see the first 4 early as part of a brand deal with Amazon, which I'm really excited about. And I think I just posted about it 2 days ago on Instagram, something like that. But, I mean, when you give me something that, like, theology nerd who's also a tech head, when you give me something that's like, oh, let's talk about how technology and artificial intelligence and VR can affect our afterlife potential and what, I'm like, that's like my perfect ice cream sundae. So thank you. Yeah. Yes, give it to me. I will eat it all.
Reason why you should watch this show, there's actually really great chemistry between Robbie Amell and the person playing like his concierge, I guess, to the real world. It's actually a really endearing, beautiful love story. So I like that side of it all. I've been watching something else that's a little bit different. We had been reading The Hobbit. I was reading it for Nerdist Book Club. You were reading it for the Tolkien Day, National Tolkien Day.
Tolkien Reading Day, yeah.
Reading Day. I had never seen the 1977 animated movie.
What?
Yeah, so I watched that for the first time this week.
Oh my goodness.
What a trip. It's so funny. It only goes to 77.
What did you think of it as an adult?
So that's the thing. It's incredibly dated. It's a musical. There's so many songs in it. And I've been saying this about The Hobbit from the get-go. The animation style I don't love, but again, it's very reminiscent of the late 70s. I felt like the Beatles were about to pop out behind a bush and be like, oh, now we're going to go in this mountain. But initially I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to be high, I guess, watching this, because it is a little bit trippy dippy. But then the scene with the spiders, and I posted this on my Twitter timeline, I did a watch party with Nerdist, so you can see all my thoughts as I was watching it. The spiders are frightening. They're like, yeah. And I was like, if I was high, I would be crying in a corner right now. But I think it was a really concise story, and I think it's so different that this animated story can tell the story of The Hobbit in 77 minutes, whereas Peter Jackson tells it in 17 hours.
I know. Yeah. We talked about it. But the animated Hobbit that you're referencing, the 77 movie, that was my first introduction to anything in the Tolkienverse. And like, so like I watched that as a kid, and like when people were getting all huffy about Peter Jackson's The Hobbit having like silly songs in it, I'm like, because The Hobbit has silly songs in it. What?
It does. Like, I can't believe The Hobbit hasn't been turned into a Broadway musical. Like, right?
Well, I mean, it has a lot of songs in it. It's written as a children's tale. But yeah, I love the 77 Hobbit. I understand it's a little weird at times and doesn't necessarily translate and hold up.
It's really fast,
adulthood.
yeah. He's super fast.
I love it. The other thing that I was going to say that I'm watching is McMillions.
I've heard about this. This is like a pretty warped documentary, right?
Did you watch it?
No, but I've heard all about it, and everyone who's watched it has loved it.
Yeah, McMillions, for those of you who haven't heard about it, is basically a documentary about what went down with the mafia and the McDonald's Monopoly game for years. So like
job.
Everyone that won the $1 million from the McDonald's Monopoly game, it was rigged by the mafia. And that sounds like some crazy stuff. But Amy's face right now is hilarious. I know you guys can't see Amy, but that's what happened in real life. And this is a documentary telling you all about it and interviewing the people involved and everything. And it is freaking fascinating. Watch McMillions.
But aren't the people in the documentary just as like loopy and caricatures and so outrageous that like that in itself is entertaining?
Yes and no. Some of them are very normal, which is also terrifying. Like some of them are very much like, yeah, you know, well, like what would you do if someone said, "Hey, I've got a way that you can they
I'd be
told them like
really nice
legally,
like saying
I can sell you this winning Monopoly piece for $1 or whatever, and then you can be the $1 million winner, and all you have to do is like share the winnings with me. Like, how many people that are in a hard spot would be like,
did they all go to jail?
Well, you'll have to watch the documentary and find out how it played out. But it's
super quick. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead. It's super fascinating. Go ahead, Maude.
Well, I just realized there was one more picture there. Where are you? There for Extraction. And I want to shout out to my fellow Aussie, Chris Hemsworth, because this is like a movie where it's super, super action-based, and it's Thor without the hammer, but he's got a sniper, he's got a gun instead. Very, very graphic and gory. What I'm interested about this one, and I hit up my Twitter feed, it's quite split. A lot of people loving the action, some people needing more story behind it. But I just wanted to give that a recommendation because I watched it this week.
Yay! Huzzah! Ooh. Awesome! Ready. All right, moving into Bombs Away Q&A with Amy. So Twitch, get your questions ready.
You're perfect. Your questions. So this first question is from our Patreon over at Geek Bomb. So patreon.com/geekbomb. This one is from Bomber backer Nick Perry. So he asks, what is your most ship of all time?
My most ship?
Yes.
Huh.
Oh, who do I ship? We need to get these questions ahead of time, I feel like, because I want to be good at without saying for 17 seconds.
Most
I do want to say Nick Perry's responsible for
time. I don't know. Who do I
Nick Perry got me this
together.
Oh, why isn't it working?
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, there it is. They'll work.
Everyone in Twitch chat is saying Smod.
Of course. If there's a subreddit.
I mean, I love me some Christian and Satine from Moulin Rouge. Ewan McGregor. Oh, wait. STS just said Buffy and Angel. Buffy and Angel is a real good answer.
Willow and Oz.
Willow and Oz is an okay answer. I like Willow and Tara, too.
Oz was the best guy. Like, he taught younger men how to be a good, decent person. I liked that.
He was a good dude.
Spike and Drew.
Now we've got the Buffy and Spike
Come on.
versus the Buffy and Angel people in Twitch chat right now. I am a Buffy and Angel in a very similar way that for True Blood, I'm all about Bill Compton. I like the broody guy.
Eric Northman!
Eric Northman is hot, but then are you a Buffy and Spike dude?
No!
But it's the same thing.
I see your point.
Because it's like, ooh, the bad guy. He's so sexy. And, like, also, like, kind of lighter featured and super cut and thin. And, like, that's the Eric Northman and Spike thing. Or are you going for the guy who just broods over you and pines over you and all he wants to do is be with you, which is the Bill Compton and the Angel?
Buffy and Angel, but Sookie and Eric Northman. Don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't mind Spike. I'm still in my rewatch and I'm only on end of season 4 and I think that happens around season 5 and 6. So I'll check back in with you about where my
Spike thing gets crazy in the UPN seasons when it moved network.
Can I ship myself and Chris Evans?
Sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah, perfect. I like that ship. Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffy. I'm gonna go Buffy and Angel. STS.
Well, my ship needed a captain, so
I like it. I'm down. I will ship that for you as well.
Yeah.
All right,
Cool,
Amy.
Someone ships Trish and Tifa. That's
Tifa, my girl. If I was gonna go for a lady, where you at, Tifa?
Hey, girl. Okay, so Twitch viewer Aiden Live Dreaming says, "What do you think of the Midnight Gospel?"
What is that?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll Google it quickly.
Is it a
Okay,
new
there was
show?
also another
Web television
question.
series, guys. It came out in 2020. It's super new. It's got 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. A
Wow.
space caster traverses trippy worlds inside his universe simulator, exploring existential questions about life, death, and everything in between. You can catch it on Netflix.
Sounds like something I would totally be into, and as soon as I'm done uploading Money Heist, I will jump on that.
Where are you up to in Money Heist? I still want to get back into that. but I've
I'm
been
like 2 episodes into season 2.
I'm going to have to do it. Oh, no, I started watching Community. It's so good. It's so good. And ship me and John McHale. Done.
With
yeah,
a-
well, Joel
yeah.
McHale. He's a cute dude. I get it. All right, Amy, thanks so much for the Bombs Away Q&A. You are awesome. Folks, this has been this week's watching. Tell us what you're watching in the comments.
Let us know. Thanks so much. Reading will be next, so don't go anywhere.